Welcome to Education Matters, the video magazine of the Association of School Business Officials of New York, or ASBO New York. This program covers issues impacting public education across New York State. I'm Mike Borges, Executive Director of ASBO New York, the organization representing over 2,000 members that work in the business offices of school districts and BOCES all over the state. School business officials are the education CFOs, the chief financial officers of school districts and BOCES. They are responsible for developing budgets, financing capital projects, payroll, developing long-range plans, and overseeing facilities, transportation, and food service departments. Our video magazine, Education Matters, will inform the public, education stakeholders, and public policymakers about the many roles of the school business official and the varied issues they deal with on a daily basis. The future of New York's 3.1 million public school students depends on the sound leadership of school business officials. ASBO and the College of St. Rose are collaborating on an online program to develop future school business leaders. Dr. Kevin Baughman is an assistant professor and coordinator of the Educational Leadership program at the Lally School of Education at the College of St. Rose. Dr. Baughman teaches courses in instructional supervision, school leadership, school law, school finance, business practices, and assists with administrative internships. Today, Kevin joins us with two students, Carolyn Manzella and John Tamburello. Folks, thanks for joining us today. Glad you can make it to the studio. What does St. Rose do in preparing students to become business officials?
In terms of the program, we provide a comprehensive set of preparation courses, as you had just mentioned, in terms of law, finance, just educational leadership, practicum, and hands-on leadership of all the ancillary auxiliary services, and an administrative internship as the capstone event. It's a 24 credit hour program, which is 6 full courses, core courses, and then the 2-course internship.
So the program that we are in partnership with you is completely online. So tell me about how that's different from the in-person courses.
Well, it's dramatically different. First off, the students don't have the geographical limitation. They can take courses. They can be virtually anywhere in the world. At this point, we have students from all the way in Western New York, all the way to the tip of Long Island. So we're already geographically diverse, and I think we're actually preparing at some point to have students that are from out of the state and potentially even out of the country.
So how many hours does it take to get the SDBL certification, and what are the prerequisites for certification?
Well, to complete the program and actually be considered qualified for certification, it requires you to take and complete 60 graduate hours. So most of the students that start our program actually come in with a master's degree. It could be an MBA, a Master's in Business Administration, or perhaps a Master's in Education. Then our 24 credit program, and then we want to make sure that they've completed a total of 60 credits. In addition to that, they have to take the SDBL state assessment at the end to complete it and complete the internship.
How do you think the program prepares future business officials for the jobs that they are going to be undertaking?
Well, the first thing we want to make sure is that the experiences, the projects, the assignments, the readings are truly field-based, that they're practitioner-focused. We are preparing people to be hands-on school leaders with a financial background. So we want to make sure that the students have the experiences that are real life. So when they actually do go into the business offices, and some of them actually are in those business offices now, they will be highly successful.
So what are some of the characteristics of the students that enroll in your program? Are they full-time, part-time? Are they working in the business office? Do they come from the private sector? That kind of thing.
The answer is yes to every one of your questions. We have students there are no students that are full-time in the program because it's 2 courses in the fall, 2 in the spring, and 1 over the summer. But we have students that are many of them come from the private sector. We have, I'd say half of them are from the public sector. We have a superintendent in the program who actually already has a doctorate. We have several MBA students. We have a teacher in the program. We have current practicing administrators in our program. So what really makes it interesting for me as a professor is it's such a diverse group. Their backgrounds collectively are very impressive.
So Carolyn, what's your background and what interested you becoming a business official?
Well, initially I was a special education teacher for almost 20 years, and currently I'm an administrator for special programs in a public school system. I have my school district leadership certification, so this is actually an extension of that. I'm looking to, move forward professionally, and I'm very interested in advancing my skills in business operations of a school district.
And John?
For me, I started out in the finance field. I was in public accounting. I used to audit municipalities and not-for-profits. So it was a logical progression once I left that profession to seek out something in education, and a business official opportunity presented itself. And it's been 11 years now, and I'm still doing it. And this program really provides for me the ability to take the next step in my career, to go from being a treasurer and being concerned with the day-to-day management of a business office to being a school business official and being more concerned with strategy and planning.
Now, most business officials that I talk to don't say, I went to school, I went to college to become a business official. It's sort of something that they kind of fell into or heard about it. So how did you folks hear about becoming a business official?
For me, as you said, it's not something you go to school as you're in college as an undergrad program and think, I'm going to be an SDBL. I was in the traditional accounting program. I did 4 years undergrad, and everybody goes and wants to become a CPA. So as I was doing auditing, I became exposed to the school business official world. So again, not something that I even knew existed, but in seeing it, it was something that, look, I'm doing this from the perspective of coming in and inspecting the records and whatever. When I'm, want to get out of this field, that's a possible avenue for, extending my career.
Kevin, how many students are currently enrolled? I think the program started in January. We've been promoting it pretty heavily. What do you have the enrollment like, and what do you perceive as the enrollment going forward?
Well, each cohort, our target is to have no more than 15 in a cohort. Because online, you want the students to form relationships with all of the other students as well as a professor. Because there is that online component. You want to make sure that they have that connection to each other as well as the program. So each cohort is between, let's say between 12 and 15. Right now the first cohort was 13. We had one or two that had to delay their entry. We already have, for January 2017, a sizable number of interested people and some that are already submitting applications. So we will, for sure, have a full cohort when we start in January 2017.
So John and Carolyn, kind of just to wrap up, how does this program work for you, and what's the advantages of the online program?
Well, the absolute advantage is not to have to get on the road to go to class every week. The other is that I think that everybody in the class has a very comfortable knowledge and working ability to work with technology. So we have different ways of connecting with each other, even in between class times.
Well, speaking for myself, it doesn't even seem like you're not in a classroom at tables with your classmates. When we're there and having, over 2 hours every Thursday night having conversations and discussing things, you really don't realize that you're sitting in your family room or at your dining room table and, conversing with people.
Well, thank you all, Kevin, Carolyn, John, for joining us today, and we look forward to your graduation. And you can learn more about our online program with St. Rose by going to NYSASBO.org and selecting the Career Resources tab on the homepage.